So it's official. APC B ADC Blue Black, and they just concluded local government chairman elections in Abuja. Even though a lot of people registered to vote, only I'll say less than 10% of the registered voters showed up to vote. And this could have been due to different reasons. Some people complained that their polling unit were changed, so they couldn't travel. Some were not interested in voting at all. People are still out there selling their votes, whether for a bottle of malt or for a couple of thousand naira. It's unfortunate that people are not ready to change.
If I were to advise voters, I would say even if they give you $100 for your vote or 100 naira for your vote, take it, put it in your pocket, because with or without your vote, they will still win. They don't really need your vote to win. We saw what happened with the election. If you go to IREF and you see the results that has been uploaded so far, I think they are still yet to upload a lot of a lot of results, even though they have declared winners. But they still yet to upload some of those results on IREF. You will see that they don't quite need your vote to win election.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y&E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button, like, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So it's official. APC B ADC Blue Black, and they just concluded local government chairman elections in Abuja. And even though a lot of people registered to vote, I'll say less than 10% of the registered voters showed up to vote. And this could have been due to different reasons. Some people complained that their polling unit were changed, so they couldn't travel. Some were not interested in voting at all. But it's sad that about 837,000 people are registered to vote in this election in Abuja, and there were only 65,000 votes or voters. And it's a shame that everyone knew what was at stake in this election. I mean, this is only going to be an indicator of the success or the popularity of the current government's policies. And a lot of people know that the policies of the current government do not favor a lot of people, especially a lot of salary workers and maybe some business people too, because inflation is still out there. Even though the dollar to naira rate has come down significantly, was about was hitting $2,000 at some point, but or 2,000 naira at some point, but now it's about 1,300 dollars to or 1,300 naira to $1. So it's still a big change, but it's not truly an indicator of the struggles of an everyday Nigerian. Food prices is still high, the cost of transportation is still high, electricity is still not constant, and it makes you wonder, what is the job of the government? If the government cannot provide all these basic amenities, should we just consider the government a failure to the Nigerian people? And this election too made us realize a lot of things. People are still out there selling their votes, whether for a bottle of malt or for a couple of thousand naira. It's unfortunate that people are not ready to change.
If I were to advise voters, I would say even if they give you $100 for your vote or 100 naira for your vote, take it, put it in your pocket, because with or without your vote, they will still win. They don't really need your vote to win. We saw what happened with the election. If you go to IREF and you see the results that has been uploaded so far, I think they are still yet to upload a lot of a lot of results, even though they have declared winners. But they still yet to upload some of those results on IREF. You will see that they don't quite need your vote to win election. We saw what FCT Minister Nyesom Wike did by restricting movement, on the eve of the election, basically changing people's polling unit that will probably require you to drive like 20 miles, 30 miles to get to your polling unit. And meanwhile, they already restricted movement. So how do you get to that polling unit? It means that they don't want you to come out and vote. They disenfranchised a lot of people deliberately, not accidentally. They deliberately did that because the less people that can come out, I think the more easier it will be for them to mutilate the results. And quite frankly, he delivered, he promised, and then he delivered. The irony is that this is what to come in 2027. I think opposition should just forget anything about election in 2027. Start gearing up and preparing for 2031, and that 2031 will be a very contentious election. But for 2027, I would just advise the opposition to just forget anything about 2027, especially when it comes to the presidential election. There is no way the opposition will win the presidential election with all the things that Tinubu is putting in place. He owns the INEC, he owns the court, he owns everything you can think of. In fact, to be quite frank with you, apart from Jonathan, it's difficult to win an incumbent. It's difficult because when you are running around going to borrow money from banks, going to borrow money from associates and people, the incumbent is using the government money to prosecute election, and he has all the apparatus of the state. The incumbent has the security. He gives you security if he deem it fit to give you security, but you are just running around there. He owns everything. It's quite difficult, especially in Nigeria. It's difficult to do that. And you talked about dollar coming down. I mean, I think is usually the case whenever it's getting to election period. We see all this movement. The dollar, the naira appreciating has nothing to do with production activities. It doesn't mean that the economy is being productive. It's just that they are propping the naira. They are defending it heavily so that they will have a talking point for their campaign.
Yep, I agree with some of the things you said. I don't agree that the opposition should still not try. I think they should still try, and they can use this opportunity to motivate Nigerians that are still out there that are thinking maybe the party in government has the result locked down for 2027. This can be a catalyst to motivate the Nigerian people to come out and vote, because I don't think 65,000 people should dictate what happens, who leads 837,000 people. And this is probably the same play that the government is going to run in 2027. They're going to try to disenfranchise people. They're going to try to change polling unit. They're going to try to put barriers into place that will stop people from voting. In the last election in Lagos, there were people being intimidated from voting for the right candidate they wanted to vote for. We saw a couple of pictures and videos of people getting hurt in just because they're trying to vote for their candidate, just because they were trying to make sure that their vote counts and their vote were not stolen. And again, I still believe that the opposition party can use this result as a guide, as a catalyst to motivate the Nigerian people and say, hey, if you don't come out and vote, this is what is going to happen. It's sad that 65,000 people has dictated what's going to happen in the city of over 1 million people, even though we know that 837,000 people registered to vote. So I believe they can use this to galvanize their base and let them know, hey, we need you to come out. Don't worry about whatever the government is trying to do. Don't worry about the play they're going to run. Don't worry about them restricting movement. Just try to find a way to make it to your polling unit, vote, stay with your vote, and make sure the proper result is transmitted to the IREF. And we know no system is perfect. Nigeria is still a work in progress. We can't compare them with a country that is over 200 years old. So I believe we're still going to get it right. It just takes some of our leaders will have to be willing, even though it's not going to be convenient for them, even though it's going to be uncomfortable, they have to be willing to make the changes that the Nigerian people want. It was disappointing that the electoral reform the Nigerian people wanted didn't actually get passed, but we're going to live to fight another day. A lot of Nigerians are out there. They know what's at stake. They know that 2027 they have to get it right. I know it's difficult to defeat the party that's currently in government, but the Nigerian people will have to be willing. And if they believe the current government has done well by them, they have to speak up and vote for the current government. But with a lot of things I've been saying, it looks like the current government needs to do more if they want to win in 2027.
Yeah. The 2027 election is not about, it's not going to be about this current government performing or not performing. What happened in 2020, 2023, that is exactly what is going to happen in 2027. They will not stop you from voting. They will allow you to vote, but while you sleep, then another voting will take place again. They will not say, they shouldn't collect result at the polling unit, but how many people follow them from the polling unit from the collation center to the local government collation center? They take all the results from each local government and take it to the local government, to the local government secretariat. How many people follow them to that place? That is exactly where all of these things happen. That is where they invalidate some vote, where they said this vote doesn't count, that they do a lot of, addition and subtraction. A lot of people don't follow them. In fact, you are not even allowed to follow them if you are not a party official. And a lot of party agents, they even sell their conscience. They sell their position, If the ruling party hand them money that, their candidate did not give them, they will sell their candidate's vote to the opposition. So the reason why I'm saying that the opposition should forget 2027 is that I will not feel comfortable seeing opposition wasting their resources, and especially their financial resources. I think they shouldn't waste it because they are not going anywhere. Not even in this administration, because everything started with the electoral reform. Tinubu asked specifically for some things in that electoral reform, and he got it. That is what would decide the election, because they said if there is no network, they can revert to from EC8A. So who determines when there is no network? That is exactly when you will see a INEC official telling you that there is no network. Meanwhile, you have your network on your phone. So who determines that? So if I were to advise the opposition, it will sound somehow, it will sound too emotional, but I will tell them to just hold their horses and just wait for 2031. It has nothing to do with, I may be politician or what, but in this administration, in this current administration, doubt if the closest, the second person to Tinubu after everything is said and done, the person that will take the second position will probably not get up to 500,000 votes.
I get what you're saying. You're telling them to give up on 2027. That's going to create another problem, right? We know that the presidency is in the South this time. And in 2031, everyone will expect it to go to the North. So who do you, expect to run in the North? Who do you expect to deliver for the Nigerian people? I think the only northern president that has performed for the Nigerian people was Yaradua, and he wasn't there for a very long time. Yeah, I don't know who is worthy of power in the northern part of the country. We know that so many of the political leaders in the northern part of the country are basically part of the problem, part of the insecurity problem. The people that are being allegedly, identified as insecurity sympathizers, Boko Haram sympathizers. Are you telling me these are the people you're going to expect to win in 2031? This is going to be another problem. We all know that 2027, we need to get somebody that have capacity that can deliver in Aso Rock. But if you do say that they need to wait to 2021, who amongst the northern politicians can deliver for the Nigerian people? I don't see a lot of them doing a good job. A lot of them have baggages that is going to slow them down. A lot of them have cockroaches in their cupboards. A lot of them basically not a good standing citizen of the country. So if you give power to those people, do you think the country is going to get better or is it going to get worse?
This is my opinion. It hurts me when I hear a lot of people saying that politicians are in the position of authority or in elected position for the people. That is very far from the truth. There is no single politician in the entire world, and I say it again, in the world, that is aspiring for an office for the people. There's no single politician. If Europe, in America, in China, anywhere else, Africa, no single politician is there or aspiring for an office for the people.
So you're saying Peter Obi is not there for the people? And
He
Showore is
wants
not
to
there for
fulfill.
the people too?
He wants to fulfill his dream. He wants to, just like Tinubu. Tinubu has been preparing for this very moment for more than 20 years since he left office as a governor. He's been preparing for this. Even Peter Obi wants to fulfill a lifelong goal or ambition.
You don't know. You're just making assumptions now.
There is no single politician that is on the ballot anywhere in the world that is there for the people. They're always there for themselves. Maybe they want to protect their business interests. They want to protect their associates. They want to protect their family. They want to protect what the money they've made. Just like Trump, don't tell me that Trump is there because of American people. No, Trump is there to enrich himself, enrich his family, enrich
Well,
his.
he said make America great again, and a lot of people bought into the ideology.
I hear you. So he's there to enrich himself, enrich his business associates, his son-in-law, everybody that is close to him, that is loyal and close to him. That is what is happening. In Nigeria, that is also the case. Tinubu is just there to fulfill his lifelong goal. And he's there to enrich himself, enrich his cronies, enrich his boys, and that is it. So in the north, I think they'll probably have quite a lot of people, a few people. The issue between El Rufai and Rebadu is about 2031. It has nothing to do with Tinubu. It has nothing to do with 2027. It's about 2031. Who will be relevant? Who will be, politically relevant to run for the presidency? Politically, I would say El Rufai is more capable than Rebado, because Rebado has never run for any office. He has never run for a local government chairman. He has never won an election. So he's not tested. One, apart from those two, I think we have on the VP, although usually the VPs, they don't succeed in succeeding their boss. The only reason why Jonathan was able to succeed his boss is because of the demise of his boss. Otherwise, it may just not happen. We saw what happened with Osinbajo. It did not go well. We saw what happened with Tiku and Obasanjo. It did not go well. We saw what happened with Pence and Trump. Trump basically destroyed Pence's political career. Even as people are hoping that Vance will step into Trump's shoe, it may just not happen. So in the north, we have Shetima, we have Ekwankwaso, we have Shetima. We'll probably have Ganduje, though Ganduje is getting old.
So those people, you're thinking those people will be there to do a good job for the Nigerian people?
No, they're going there to do the job for themselves. I'm just saying that,
Yeah, I'm asking you to give me, quality people that you believe that
I
can
don't
run,
have
and they
quality
don't have
people.
any roaches in their cupboard.
Every single one of them is the same. Every single one of them is just going there to line his pocket.
Yeah, so if you don't get it out in 2027, it's a wrap for Nigeria. So
It is a wrap.
forget.
It's definitely a wrap. It's definitely a wrap. We are cooked.
Okay.
We are cooked
All
because
right, just wrap
when
it up, man.
Gaduje was the governor, we saw his nickname was Gandola. He was lining his pocket or taking this thing from his contractors. So all of them, every single one of them, they go in there for their own selfish interest, for their own self-interest. Not for the people, not for the people. I think that's the single most biggest lie they tell people. They are not there for the people. They are just there for themselves, including myself. If I get to the position of authority, I'll probably be there for myself if I contest for any election. Yeah, let us know what you think about the FCT election. Is this what is to come in 2027? We would like to hear from you, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section. And thank you for your support.